This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
It was wild. I think we booked 11 spots in a week and a half, so I was super grateful for you guys stopping by.
This is what a shopping center on the east side of Indianapolis looked like before and after RTV6 shared its story. Back in December, we gave you a sneak peek at the W Street Shopping Center on East Washington Street near Post Road. But since then, almost every spot in this new shopping destination has been filled by local businesses ready to serve the community. And tonight, RTV6's Cameron Riddle went back to the W Street Shopping Center, where business owners say the opportunity inside is one of a kind.
For many business owners, having an affordable shop of their own is only a dream. But now 30 East Side businesses are having that dream come true.
Born and raised on the East Side. I love what Caleb's doing with the East Side. I mean, the East Side needs this.
Kyle Lewis is the owner of Indy Vintage, just one of 27 shops inside the W Street Shopping Center built by businessman Caleb Paddock. Lewis says Paddock is reinventing a side of town that often feels forgotten.
There's not a lot of business on the East Side anymore, and what he's doing is amazing. And I heard his vision, and I wanted to be part of that.
Paddock's vision turned a former flea market into the shopping center of the future with something for everyone.
We have everything from collectible shops to yoga studios, photography studios, the cereal bar, CBD oil, barber shops, hair salons, nail salons. I mean, we pretty much have, if you need it, we probably got it.
Lewis says the W Street Shopping Center cuts back on the cost of starting and running a small business. He pays $4.50 a month or $1 per square foot for his store, a price that seems impossible anywhere else.
Everywhere else I looked, I mean, I was going to pay anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500 a month.
Paddock is confident that his low lease rates will come with a high return for the East Side community.
You're investing in the people ultimately, because it's as a business owner, you're putting trust in the neighborhood to support you, because without the people out there watching this program and coming and shopping at this shopping center, we won't make it.
Working for you on the East Side, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
And about 1,500 customers came out to the W Street Shopping Center this weekend for its grand opening. This comes as another East Side shopping destination is dealing with empty spots that were once filled by national chains. Last month, Burlington and Dick's Sporting Goods closed their Washington Square Mall locations. The property manager says he remains committed to fixing the mall. And a Noblesville contractor is avoiding criminal prosecution after paying a customer restitution. caucus Investigates has been telling you about Mark Sellers and his business practices since 2018. Lisa Dunkel of Greenfield hired him to build a pole barn. She says Sellers took her money and did not finish the job. Hancock County prosecutors filed a home improvement fraud charge against him in January of 2019. In May, caucus caught up with Sellers in court.
Mark, are you still doing work as a contractor?
What's that?
Are you still doing work as a contractor?
I work for other companies.
Are you going to pay people back?
Sellers paid Dunkel $4,000. She told RTV6, quote, "I am glad to get my money and that people are aware of this nonsense." Under the agreement, Mark Sellers cannot commit a criminal offense for a year. If he does, prosecutors can refile criminal charges. If you have a problem and need help getting justice, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com. Now to the forecast. We are watching the radar as wet weather moves towards central Indiana. Kevin, what are we looking at?
And it is just rain at this point as temperatures for the second day in a row hit record highs. We hit 67 in Indy, 71 down in Bloomington. For the overnight hours, just rain. But as we get to falling temperatures tomorrow, that'll give us a first opportunity for a wintry mix tomorrow night and again on Wednesday night. Here are the showers, Columbus to Greensburg to Rushville. These will continue to fill in through the overnight hours. Nothing heavy expected. Dress for temperatures falling during the day tomorrow. We're still at incredible 61 degrees right now. There are your showers in the morning hours through mid-morning into early afternoon. By the time we get to the evening, there's that wintry mix first appearing. 50s in the morning from Indy southeast, already in the 30s to the northwest, and the colder air sweeps in through the rest of the day.
Covering the Statehouse now, tomorrow the full Senate will likely vote on a modified bill that would create a committee to study pregnant women and workplace accommodations. Under the original proposal, pregnant women would be guaranteed on-the-job accommodations that are considered reasonable, like more frequent breaks, temporary transfer to a less strenuous position, or modified work schedules. But today, most Senate Republicans voted in favor of an amendment that strips the bill and turns it into a committee rather than action. Before the vote, Democrat Greg Taylor had harsh words for his colleagues.
I bet you if there was a whole bunch of men who would get pregnant, this bill would have passed through quick. I guarantee you.
Senator Victoria Spartz spoke in support of the amendment, saying she's concerned about the impact the initial bill would have on smaller businesses.
Some of these accommodations what can create that companies wouldn't even want to hire females, and we don't want to be in a position like that.
The maternal mortality rate in Indiana is something caucus investigates is following closely. The Hoosier State has the third highest rate in the country. Babies and mothers in Indiana are dying at a higher rate than in Iraq and the Gaza Strip. According to the Indiana Institute for Working Families, 27 states have pregnancy discrimination laws. Indiana is not one of them. A delivery driver says he's calling it quits after being carjacked and robbed at gunpoint.
And he pulled a gun out, pointed it at my face, and so I was kind of stuck there, frozen.
Zach Shoemaker says the robbery happened 3 weeks ago near 40th and Ruckle Streets in South Broad Ripple. He was delivering his last order of the night for Greek's Pizzeria, and police later told him the suspect robbed 3 stores using his car. Now Shoemaker wants to warn other delivery drivers about the dangers of the job.
Before this, my biggest fear was that someone opens their door and their dog eats me. But, you know, now it's getting robbed. If you're a delivery driver, it's not worth it. Do something else.
You're not going back to it?
No.
Police tell RTV6 this is an ongoing investigation and no arrests have been made. And we are 3 days into February, and there have already been 4 homicides in Indianapolis this month. The most recent happened at an apartment complex near Southeastern and Emerson on the east side. Police and groups like the 10-Point Coalition continue to call on people in the community to resolve disputes without violence.
We got to be able to deal with the people on the streets that are committing the violence and provide alternatives for them, and also help them deal with conflicts in a very healthy way.
There have been 20 homicides in the city so far in 2020. A man accused of driving over another man outside of a Muncie bar is due in court tomorrow. Aaron Harmon faces a murder charge in the death of Matthew Smith. Police say Harmon hit and killed Smith in the parking lot of the Cheers Tavern on North Broadway in October after the 2 men argued. A large crowd saw what happened. Witnesses said Harmon put his car in reverse and ran over Smith twice. And a man charged in the death of a retired Eli Lilly scientist is set to be sentenced in March. Robert Terry faces several charges in the crash that killed 76-year-old Roger Wellrider in August. Police say Terry tested positive for illegal drugs after hitting Wellrider on his bike on County Road 300 North, northwest of Greenfield. According to court documents, the details of a plea agreement will be made public at sentencing on March 2nd. The Senate impeachment trial of President Trump is set to end with a vote on Wednesday. ABC's Serena Marshall reports from Washington, where closing arguments were held today.
Before the Senate votes on impeachment, one last call to action.
But all is not lost. Even at this late hour, the Senate can still do the right thing.
The answer is elections, not impeachment.
Both sides arguing it's the other side that's in the wrong. Lead Democratic manager Adam Schiff with a stark warning.
You can't trust this president to do the right thing, not for 1 minute, not for one election, not for the sake of our country. You just can't. He will not change, and you know it.
While the president's lawyers say his efforts to pressure Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden was completely appropriate.
The president has done nothing wrong.
As they got underway Monday, the president tweeting out, "I hope Republicans and the American people realize that the totally partisan impeachment hoax is exactly that, a hoax." But in the president's own party, well, not expected to vote for his removal from office or even a censure, many disagreeing with his assessment that his call with Ukraine's newly elected leader was perfect.
I think he shouldn't have done it. I think it was wrong.
It's probably something that I wouldn't have done.
I think it's not something that should have been done.
done. And I think that needlessly inviting a lot of controversy when you're going after a person that may not even be your opponent.
Moderate GOP Senator Lisa Murkowski taking to the Senate floor to announce how she'll vote Wednesday, but not before joining fellow Republicans with that rare rebuke of the president's actions.
The president's behavior was shameful and wrong. Degrading the office by actions or even name-calling weakens it for future presidents, and it weakens our country. I cannot vote to convict.
Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
Coming up, Amazon's presence in central Indiana is about to get even bigger. The benefits the company is offering to future employees at a new facility in Hancock County. And someone in central Indiana may be an overnight millionaire. The wait begins for the winner of a major Powerball prize sold in Indianapolis to come forward.
Now at Ashley Home Store, this is home.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Technical problems are delaying the results of the Iowa caucuses. The state's Democratic Party says the delay is due to quality checks. It's the first time in this election cycle that voters are choosing their presidential primary picks. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez reports from Des Moines.
Decision night in Iowa.
We're politically savvy here, and we take our job seriously.
Voters packing more than 1,600 caucus sites across the state for the first contest of the 2020 primary season.
This is truly a battle, not just for delegates, but also for momentum.
Early entrance poll numbers showing a tight race between former Vice President Joe Biden.
We're going to survive all the way through this.
Senator Bernie Sanders.
I think we'll do just fine.
Senator Elizabeth Warren.
I'm here because I know how to fight and I know how to win.
And former Mayor Pete Buttigieg.
Are you ready to go turn out the caucus?
Democratic candidates and their supporters out holding events.
This is an absolutely huge moment in history.
And knocking on doors up until the last minute.
I can't wait for America to find out tonight just how robust and strong our support is here in Iowa.
Preliminary entrance poll numbers showing the majority of caucus goers' top priority is whether candidates can beat President Donald Trump in November. And no surprise, President Trump is the projected winner of the Republican caucuses here tonight. Several of the Democrats say they're wasting no time going straight from their events here in Iowa to New Hampshire, where the primary is now just more than a week away. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Des Moines.
New at 11, the number of coronavirus deaths in China is at 425. And there are more than 20,000 reported cases of the illness around the world. Central Indiana could play a role in preventing and treating the virus. Researchers at Butler are preparing to publish a study on the disease. Tonight, we are taking a deeper look at the work happening in this lab. Students and professors are studying different types of coronaviruses to better understand the scientific makeup. They've discovered key parts of the virus that they say could be useful to people working on medication to fight the virus. This research did not start after the outbreak. It's been going on for several years.
It's been crazy for me to look at the news and see that that's the same type of virus that I'm working on in the lab. And it's been really amazing because I've had the opportunity to go to scientific meetings where I meet with international and national researchers in virology and get to meet other people who are working on coronaviruses or other types of viruses.
There are 11 confirmed cases of the coronavirus in the U.S., none in Indiana. If you would like to learn more about the research at Butler, go to the RTV6 app or the IndyChannel.com. Double check your Powerball tickets. A ticket purchased in Indianapolis is worth $1 million. The Hoosier Lottery says the $1 million ticket was sold at the Phillips 66 on North Shadeland Avenue near 34th Street on the northeast side. It matched 5 numbers in the drawing on Saturday, February 1st. It's obviously not yours.
No,
it's not mine, or else we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
That's when the heart rate goes up, though, because you say, okay, I bought one there, and then you got to figure it out.
Which pocket is it in, or
I've
where
got
I put it?
Instead of a big number like $1 million, I've got dwindling, colder temperatures coming our way, smaller numbers. Rain, snow, and even some freezing rain in the forecast as we head back to February. 2 days in a row, we've had record high temperatures. We won't have a third as temperatures will fall through the day tomorrow. Just rain around through the overnight hours. Temperatures mild in the morning, but don't dress for this. Plan on temperatures falling into the 30s later in the day. Go ahead and take your heaviest coat with you. The wind will be strong. There we are, a little below average Wednesday and Thursday. As far as the rainfall component to this, not expecting heavy rain, anywhere from a quarter to maybe half an inch. Most of that will come before Wednesday morning and a little bit of a wintry mix then tomorrow as we get into the evening hours. I'm jumping now to Wednesday at 4 o'clock. You can see how the state divided north of Interstate 70, primarily snow, a little ribbon of some snow rain mix or freezing rain, and then rain south of that. At 7 o'clock, there's all three ongoing: snow, Terre Haute, Lafayette to Kokomo, wintry mix in Indy. And I think the snow stays together longer where the air's cold enough in the northern third of the state. I'm going to show you three different computer models just to drive home the point that it looks like from Terre Haute to Indy to Muncie through several model runs that the heavier snow will be northwest of that. Could see several inches there. That's one model. Here's another. Again, the same theme. Maybe the amounts change a little bit, but more snow to the northwest, and the same true on the third model. We'll wait and see whether this vacillates a little bit to the northwest or southeast. You can always keep track of this with our Storm Shield app. It is free for your phone, and then the RTV6 app will help you as well. Temperatures tomorrow. Remember, we're starting warm. Temperatures fall through the day, periods of showers through the day as well as the wind. By the time we get to tomorrow evening, the rain showers begin to mix with some snow or maybe even freezing rain in spots. 7 o'clock to 11, you'll see the expansion of the area of maybe some light freezing rain with some snow. Then that will pull away. We'll see a breakthrough a decent part of Wednesday. It's not until we get to Wednesday evening that we start to see the more potent of the two waves come through, and that's with the accumulating snow potential Wednesday night. There are your temperatures Wednesday for highs in the 30s. As we go to the weekend, we'll dry out. Temperatures will bounce back a little bit. 40 degrees on Sunday for the high. 7-day forecast. In the morning, just some showers. It'll be mild. It's tomorrow night. We'll keep an eye on that first wintry mix of some snow, freezing rain, and rain. Then the more substantial impact Wednesday night into Thursday morning, especially areas northwest of Indianapolis. Then the colder air settles in for a few days as we go into the weekend and we dry out.
We've been spoiled.
We have.
Now
definitely.
We're all surprised. All right, thank you, Kevin. The Pacers playing against one of the best teams in the NBA's Western Conference tonight. Brad Brown is at Bankers Life Fieldhouse with a recap.
So in Victor Oladipo's first two games back with the Pacers, they had kind of one of each. That thrilling overtime win over the Bulls to start it off, and they could not even get to 80 points on Saturday against the Knicks. So which would it be tonight against the Mavs? You had to suspect it would be a close game as the teams are only separated by one victory, 31-30 coming into this one on the season. Early on, the Pacers put together a solid first half and built a 7-point lead. Domantas Sabonis had another double-double on the night, 26 points and 12 rebounds, led the Pacers in both of those categories. Just a 2-point game at halftime, though. The Mavs were without their big superstar, Luka Doncic, but they've got another big man in his place, and he had a huge night. Kristaps Porzingis had a game-high 38 points, 12 rebounds to go along with that as Dallas took the lead in the third quarter and really never looked back. The Pacers were just not able to get back over the hump. Three-point shooting was really a story in this one as well. The Mavericks hit 18 threes on the night. Pacers managed just 7 of 32 shooting. Final when it was done, another struggle down the stretch. Mavs take it here, 112-103.
I feel like it all starts with the defense. We're not at our best on defense. I felt like today we were better, but it starts from there. If we're not getting stops, we're taking the ball at the net, and then we can't play our offense.
And what of Oladipo? A bit of a struggle again for him tonight as well. 22 minutes as he continues on that restriction. Just 4 of 17 shooting, and only 1 of 10 from three-point range. Just 9 points in the game. Vic still trying to find his flow, still also trying to find his feet under him a bit.
I feel like I'm in rhythm, just can't think about it, just got to keep shooting. I worked pretty much all summer on my jumper, changing stuff, so I just got to let it fly, man. I haven't missed, obviously, a lot of basketball, and maybe the rhythm might be off a little bit coming in and out as far as minute restriction, but just got to keep the same mindset.
Let's take a look at that schedule. It's a home-and-home with the Raptors coming up on the road Wednesday. Toronto comes here on Friday night, an 8 o'clock tip. That'll be a big ESPN game. And then some home games to stretch it out heading into the All-Star break. That includes games against the Pelicans and the Nets. Some big ones here. Pacers trying to scrap together some wins before the All-Star break gets here next weekend. At Bankers Life Fieldhouse, Brad Brown, RTV6 Sports.
Welcome to Delicious.
Amazon will soon be hiring more Hoosiers in central Indiana. We are working to learn more about the company's plan to open a new distribution center in Hancock County. Well, right now we know the facility is under construction on West County Road 300 North, northwest of Greenfield. More than 800 full-time employees will be hired there. The representative tells RTV6 wages will start at $15 an hour with full medical, vision, and dental insurance. Other benefits include a 401k with 50% match and up to 20 weeks of maternal and paternal paid leave. Math and science play a big role in the pharmacy program curriculum at Purdue, but RTV6's Kelsey Anderson found out getting students out of the classroom is also a critical part of the learning process.
Well, students in the College of Pharmacy get to work here at the Purdue University Pharmacy, where they get real-world experience into retail.
Purdue University Pharmacy, this is Maddie, student pharmacist. How may I help you today?
You just kind of threw us right into it, and it's been a learning process ever since.
For first-year pharmacy students like Natalie Kinsler, learning in a working pharmacy isn't something she thought she'd be doing fresh into pharmacy school.
I felt like it's a really great experience for all of the first-year professional students just to get their toes in the water, get exposed to the common medications that we usually dispense.
Clinical instructor Alan Farkas says they have some students who come into the college with no experience in a real working pharmacy, and being able to work here gives them confidence.
They're so unsure and very nervous in the beginning of the semester, then by the time they're done, they know what they're doing. They're confident and interacting with patients, answering the phones, and discussing medications.
It's a great opportunity to create good habit.
But it's not just first-year students who are getting to learn new things. As a fourth-year student, Casey Bernier gets to be the teacher and put her knowledge to the test.
In order to teach anything, you have to know it very well so that you can teach it to others. So I'm very interested in teaching anyway, so that's why this was a great rotation experience for me. But even those who aren't interested in teaching, this is such a good, it gives me good feedback and it helps me to know what I do know and what I don't know.
Farkas says he believes it's a rewarding experience for the soon-to-be graduates.
They get a chance to mentor these younger students. They are able to pull everything together that they've learned over the past 3 years and explain it to someone else who's at the beginning stages.
Once students graduate from the College of Pharmacy, there are several avenues they can take. They can get into retail, they can get into research, or they can get into teaching. Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
I am Beverly.
More than 1,000 kids will not go hungry after school or on weekends thanks to fellow kids. Today, local students learned the joy of giving back to the community by volunteering to pack backsacks full of food. The bags will go to Gleaners Food Bank, which will distribute the snacks to kids in need. This is just one way Gleaners helps fight hunger, especially among children.
We also have food pantries right in 56 schools across our area. And with those pantries, we can bring in healthy, nutritious, perishable foods, fresh produce like you had for breakfast at the other end of the building this morning.
Colts cheerleaders and mascot Blue also took part in today's event.
Showers 55 in the morning. Temperatures fall through the afternoon. First wintry mix tomorrow night, then Wednesday night a more substantial wintry mix with some accumulating snow, especially northwest of Indy.
And if you're wondering about the results of the Iowa caucuses, Democratic Party officials say they are holding a call with campaigns amid delays in reporting. Look for updates throughout the night on our website at theindychannel.com and on GMI starting at 4:30 a.m. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good evening.